Welcome to a video about me talking. This series is going to have a wide variety of topics, and while other episodes are probably going to be more focused, this one is going to be more stream of consciousness. Visuals aren't going to be super intense, so if you just want to put this on in the background while you do something else, that's fine. So I just learned something interesting. If you watch anime, you've probably seen shows with really long titles like Trapped in a Dating Sim, The World of Otome Games is Tough for Mobs, or The Osen Newbie Adventurer Trained to Death by the Most Powerful Party Becomes Invincible. This is a stark contrast to other shows, anime or otherwise, whose titles tend to be short and catchy. Dragon Ball, Overlord, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Soul Leveling, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You? Okay, maybe not that one. If you're a longtime anime enjoyer, you'll probably know that a long title is oftentimes because the source material for the show is a light novel. Usually, but not always. There are some exceptions. So then, why do light novels in Japan have such long titles? Well, it's because there's so much competition. Companies and creators feel the need to catch their audience's attention immediately. While most books have a synopsis on the back to explain why someone might enjoy the book, it seems even that is too much effort for people these days. So have the title be the synopsis. Seems like a good shortcut. And honestly, it's worked on me. I watched a few anime because of that. I scrolled through Crunchyroll and skipped over show after show because the name or box art didn't interest me. But with a title like Villainous Level 99, I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the Demon Lord, it definitely piqued my interest. Now, an interesting title doesn't always mean an interesting story. The healer who was banished from his party is, in fact, the strongest. Jesus Christ, these names. Is honestly pretty boring and slow. I want to point out real quick, I'm only referring to the anime, not the light novels themselves. In cases like That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, or Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, which have light novels, manga/webcomics, and anime. I know there are differences between them, but I've only seen the anime for everything I'm talking about in this video, so that's the version I'm referring to. Entertainment is one of the most oversaturated and unforgiving industries you can get into. So people often feel pressured to supply a fickle audience with satisfaction as quickly as possible in order to generate interest. And that's not great for storytelling. On the other end of the spectrum, you have some media who drag out their stories indefinitely. One Piece is a good example. I'm not hating on One Piece, but a truth that most consumers don't seem to understand is that a story is only truly satisfying when it's over. Kodak has told me that he wishes his favorite shows didn't end. But no story is meant to go on forever. Eventually, you'll lose interest and fall off. My brother's a huge weeb, so he's seen and read way more anime and manga than I have, and something he told me a long time ago stuck with me. He said most anime and manga have really unsatisfying endings. The latest example I'm aware of is My Hero Academia. Spoilers if you haven't heard. Deku loses one for all. Now, I haven't read this series personally, but a lot of people were unhappy about the ending. So, do fans of Japanese media just avoid endings? Whether it's a one-season anime whose story is unfinished, or a manga that keeps going past an organic lifespan, it seems like no one wants to write a good ending anymore. That, or the art of endings is dying. Some stories are short and sweet. They tell their full narrative and then bow out. But it looks like people don't want those kinds of stories anymore. I'll see mini comics posted across websites like Reddit and Imgur, and people are always commenting, In my own writing, I've noticed it's hard for me to write small and simple stories. I always have more ideas that I want to add, which causes the scale to overinflate and the project to lose steam. But that comes from a place of passion. It seems that publishers don't want a small and simple series. Most shows in America nowadays are greenlit for 2 seasons and then get canceled. No ending, they just stop. That's why writers oftentimes now write a season finale as a series finale, because it very well could be. But if they do get another season, they have to contrive a reason for the show to go on, continuing after the end. You can't do that. A sequel series is one thing. Batman Beyond is a great example. That show has returning characters, a few plot threads from the original carry over, but the story is different. But even this sequel didn't get an ending. It was canceled. And I know they created a comic book to continue the series, but comics don't end either. I mean, they do, but it's complicated. Humans fear 2 things above all others: the unknown and death. And the endings of stories is a combination of both those things. The story is over. It is dead. There is nothing left. And now that it is over, what will you do next? Where do you go from here? Will you ever find something like this again? There's a common saying among actors in theater: always leave your audience wanting more. If your story ends and people want more of it, that's a good thing. It means you've created something memorable. a story that they'll carry with them for a long time. Endings can be scary, for a writer and an audience. As I said before, most anime fans are numb to bad endings, but it's often said that hatred is better than indifference. The worst thing I can think of as a writer is someone reading my stories and not caring. If they hate it, that's something I can learn from, but if they just don't care, what do I take away from that? I find single-player games more fun than multiplayer games. I told you this video was going to have a single topic. I don't know how many yet, but we'll see how things go. I enjoy taking my time playing a game. I also like feeling powerful and skilled at a game. Multiplayer is terrible for those two things. Multiplayer means you are beholden to at least one other person, meaning you have to make compromises when it comes to game speed, and nothing humbles a gamer's ego quicker than being called a while someone ragdolls your corpse. Now, your immediate reaction may be, get good, but allow me to retort, fuck you. I play a bunch of different games, RPGs, simulators, sandboxes. I don't dedicate myself to playing COD or Marvel Rivals or Fortnite. I'm decent at shooters, but not amazing. So when someone who has over 100 hours in a game kills me with a single shot to the skull before I even realize they're there, I don't want to play those games anymore. That's not to say multiplayer games shouldn't exist. If you like them, great. I just don't like this massive push games have been receiving about always being online with little to no single-player content. Like, why can't I play Marvel Rivals with bots? I did that shit all the time when For Honor came out and had a ton of fun with the game. I'm not against competitive games as a concept. Kodig and I play board games and card games together, and I'm honestly pretty competitive when it comes to them. Even if I try my best not to let it show, but I really don't like playing video games against other people. Co-op is iffy. Minecraft, I love to play with friends. Ryan and I used to play together a lot. I'd build the base, raise a farm, suck my thumb until dawn, while Ryan would dive into the mines for materials and fight monsters. It was a good system. Minecraft can have over 100 players at once, and everyone can have their own fun. Unless your fun is ruining other people's fun, you asshole. Then there are games like Saints Row. Kodig and I played through them together. Well, it's more accurate to say that I played all the Saints Row games single player, then went and helped Kodig with his playthrough as a co-op, but the point still stands. I was happy to help him play through the games and experience the story, but I wouldn't want that for my first playthrough. I help Kodig a lot when it comes to completing games. Okay, a lot might be an exaggeration. I've helped Kodig beat the Saints Row series, Kingdom Hearts series, Dark Souls 3, Breath of the Wild, and I'm currently helping him beat Bloodborne. Not all of those games are multiplayer, you'll notice. These are all games I already beat and I wanted him to play. Well, Dark Souls 3 was something he picked up on his own and asked me for help, but semantics. The point is, I'm happy to help someone beat a game, but when it comes to beating one myself, I want that first experience to just be mine. Ryan, Kodig, and my brother Klain have asked me, if I buy this game for you, will you play it? Stuff like MechWarrior 5, Sea of Thieves, Helldivers 2, and Elden Ring. All of them are games that someone bought me. I played with them once or twice, then never touched again. Now, part of that was due to conflicting schedules and my general refusal to hop on Discord without prior planning, but another part of it was I just didn't find those games to be interesting, mostly because they lacked an obvious narrative. Well, Sea of Thieves has mini-stories, and Elden Ring obviously has a story, but it's a Souls game and its storytelling is more backseat narrative. Anyway, all this to say, multiplayer games and I just don't gel. There are exceptions, like Minecraft and Baldur's Gate 3, but those games are just as, if not more enjoyable as single-player experiences to me. Now, is that because I'm an antisocial creature who has an aversion to anything popular and prefers to check things out in my own time rather than having things suggested to me? Well, the answer is obviously yes, but I don't think that's such a bad thing. I like what I like and don't like what I don't, and it's my game and I'll play it how I want. Thanks for listening.